All right, today's question is short and simple, but the answer maybe is not. How do I get hotter girls? Probably one of the questions I get asked more than any other, but I'll address it here. So I'm going to take the assumption here that if you're asking this question, it means you already can get some girls, right? So I'm going to explicitly answer this as an intermediate to advanced question as opposed to an I can't get any girls kind of question. So if you can get or attract, approach, become girlfriends, get in a relationship with girls of a certain caliber, but not girls of a higher caliber, there's probably two different things going wrong, which are kind of paradoxical. First one is you're probably treating the hot girls differently. The second one is you're probably not treating the hot girls differently. I know that sounds ridiculous, but here's what I mean. What you need to do, first and foremost, is not to emotionally treat the hot girls differently. You cannot have them on a pedestal or be treating them as this like alien goddess creature that's not human. You need to understand that they are girls just like any other, and mentally, evolutionarily, they're composed the same way that those 7s that you have no problem talking to are, right? The 9s and 10s and whatnot. They fundamentally, biologically are pretty much the same. So the same things are going to attract them. They have the same impulses. They're turned on the same way. Being an attractive guy works on them too. Now the difference though, and this is where it comes to treating them differently, the difference is social. The difference is that hot girls are treated differently socially. And especially girls that have been hot their whole life, that grew up as hot girls, have been treated differently socially and expect different things out of the world. And so for those type of hot girls, what is different? Well, they get guys kissing their ass a lot. They get hit on badly a lot. They don't get hit on well actually that much because most guys just can't keep their shit together around them. And because of that, they actually, in a weird perverse way, have fewer viable options than less attractive girls would. Okay, so think of it this way. A girl who's a 7 would potentially date any guy who's higher social value than her, which means any guy who's a 7.5, 8, 9, 10, whatever. That's a whole huge realm of guys that are available to her, that are talking to her, that she has options to date. So she has lots and lots of options. The girl who's a 9 or a 10 kind of only has the options, social value-wise, to date a guy, a girl who's a 9 or a 10 only has the option to date guys who are like 9s and 10s themselves. So her range of guys she can date is much, much, much smaller. Right? And so just being in that range, just being of value to that level is actually such a huge qualifier for them that game with the hotter girls becomes a lot more about just fitting into that right category, being high value enough, and a lot less about connecting with the girl, right? Because if a girl has 50 different options of available guys to choose from, then she can choose the guy she has the best connection with. If a girl has like 3 different guys she could choose from, she just like, give me one of them, please. So in a weird way, hot girls are not in more scarcity than less hot girls, but they're in more scarcity of guys they truly feel deserve them or are worthy of them or are at their level. So if you can just show you're in that category, in a weird way, it's almost kind of easier. And the girl will actually, once she likes you, sometimes even chase harder and think of you even more as special than would a girl of a quote unquote lesser caliber. All right, so what does that mean? It means you should play a more value-centric game. You should play a game that's a lot more about being abundant, having high social status, high social proof. You can be a lot more polarizing. You can be a lot more loved or hated. And when it comes to connecting with the girl, the later stages of game, a lot of that connection is going to be in being a high value guy. It's already set up because by being a high value guy, you're similar to other guys she's dated in the past. There's automatically going to be that kind of connection. And a lot of your connection is going to be in getting the girl to win you over, right? Qualifying the girl super, super hard is going to matter a lot more than being like, oh, we're so similar, we have these things in common. That works a lot better with the girls that have a wider range of dating options. The other thing that can help sometimes with really hot girls, a lot of girls that are very hot are in industries that cater to hot girls. And guys get weird about those industries or are unfamiliar with those industries. So for example, if you're dating a girl that maybe is like a bottle service girl at a high-end club, if it seems like you're familiar with that industry and that environment and maybe have dated girls like that before, that's going to make her a lot more comfortable, a lot more cool with the idea of dating you than might otherwise be the case. Strippers are a good example of this. Girls who are strippers, like if you've dated strippers before, they're going to feel a lot more willing to potentially date you, hook up with you, than if you haven't, because it is kind of a unique thing and their life is a little bit different. So having that understanding helps. But again, all this understanding their world and trying to kind of relate to their world, is not the starting point. That's where most guys go wrong. Most guys go wrong with going in and leading with comfort and leading with being nice, and the hot girl's like, psh, seen this before, don't care. Or when you go and you walk up trying to connect, trying to be nice, she immediately sees you, she's like a 9 or a 10, she sees you as a 7, she's like, psh, not even in the right category, I'll be polite for 2 seconds and then dismiss. All right, so step 1, do not emotionally treat her differently. If you'd be willing to take some risks with a girl of lower status that you're not like scared of losing, take those same risks with the girl that is very, very hot. Okay? If you would be willing to be offensive and possibly risk pissing off a girl that you didn't care as much about, be equally as willing to do it with the hotter girl. Now, I'm not saying go out and overtly be rude or overtly be offensive, but don't start censoring yourself because you have fear of loss. Don't start thinking, oh, this girl's special, I better not mess it up with her because this is the hot one I finally found. That's step 1. Step 2 is once you have that, start understanding their life, relating to their life, and showing that you have lived a life on a similar kind of level. And there's actually a lot of kind of deeper techniques that are maybe beyond the scope of a short video like this that you can get into in terms of that. For example, how to convey your lifestyle and your life in a way that makes you look high value. And for example, how to avoid certain behaviors that are going to suddenly make you seem lower value. Those are 2 very complex topics and kind of have a deeper scope to them. By the way, if you do want to go deeper on more advanced topics such as getting hotter girls, being more consistent with your results, those kind of things, I actually did just release a brand new advanced game training. You can check out the link below. Go over there for a lot more sort of in-depth stuff on how to take these topics to the next level. So I highly suggest you go over there. Obviously, there's a lot more there than I could cover in a short video here. For now, though, for this video, 2 takeaways. 1, do not emotionally treat hot girls differently. They're just people. Number 2, do start to technically treat them differently. Understand they have a different life and do adapt to that. So hopefully I'll see you on that training, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Take care.